Hi, I am Carrie Cutler, and I am happy to tell you just a little bit about our work in preparation for the Association for Mathematics Teacher Educators annual conference. And I wish that my colleagues who are co-presenters could be with me today, but they are unavailable. So I'm going to do my best to give a really quick summary. Our session is called Preservice Teachers' Perceptions of Culturally Responsive Teaching, Subsequent Steps for Methods courses. And I am Carrie Cutler. I'm from the University of Houston. My colleague, Aidong Zhang, is at Louisiana State University, Shreveport, and our doctoral student whose dissertation study this represents, Rosie, is currently looking for a job, and she's fantastic. So look her up, roseline.enemodia. All right, so just really quickly, a few things about our session. We are excited about culturally responsive teaching, and we are really searching for ways to model this in our methods courses, explicitly teaching it and modeling it because we feel it is so important. And of course, that fits with assumption number one. And of course, C.2.1, very essential to the mission of AMTE, finding ways to honor students' perspectives, our pre-service teachers' perspectives on their own preparation is so important, and it's so often overlooked with as busy as we are. So something that we're working on personally, and I know you probably are too. I'm going to start my timer so I don't ramble on too long. I'm going to keep this really quick. There we go. Here's a few of my students, and they're a priority for me. And I know AMTE has the priority of finding greater potential strategies for addressing issues of access and equity in our work. So we are going to respond to some of the work by Gay and Ladson Billings in our session, culturally responsive teaching practices. We're going to share some things about avoiding deficit thinking and modeling that for our method students and helping them to adopt that math positive mindset in their own fieldwork, even when they're frustrated and scared that they're not doing well and that kids aren't progressing and so on. So we really want to try to emphasize that, and we feel like their field placement is the perfect time to really implement those attitudes and solidify them. So we had 18 elementary pre-service teachers who participated in the study, and we asked them 5 interview questions. And these 5 interview questions kind of helped us to develop some larger understandings of their thinking. And these were the 5 questions. What is your understanding of the term CRT? How would you say our teacher preparation prepares teachers to be effective in teaching culturally diverse students? How important was the field experience program in helping you confront your biases and become more culturally sensitive? That was a good question. Number 4, what's been your best achievement in teaching a diverse student population, which was a really cool question. And finally, what's been your most difficult challenge in teaching students from diverse backgrounds? And of course, we have some interactive things that we'll do in our session. We're excited to share with you some of the artifacts from the study. The study included an interview, focus groups, and reflective journals. And basically, the findings are really interesting about their attitudes, their perspectives on implementing culturally responsive teaching. Here are the factors. It depended on their attitude. It depended on the children in their classroom's ability to convey their needs to their teacher and their pre-service teacher. It also depended on the policies of the school and how much they were able to see the mentor teacher implementing these things in practice in the classroom. Some of their challenges included not sure personally if it really mattered and feeling like it was just too difficult. And of course, we'll share some of the actual data from the students' interviews. And it was really interesting. Some students even said that their classroom was monocultural. So they didn't have any opportunity to use any CRT. So that was an interesting takeaway, their perspective on that. And so that's something else we need to think about. And finally, we want to share some takeaways from our really practical takeaways. And we want to get takeaways from you as well about how we can do better. So we have 3. The first is to expand and modify the curriculum to link CRT practices and link it strongly with field placement assignments that aren't just surface. So we're talking about community walks. We're talking about creating culturally responsive 3-act tasks that the students, the PSTs, create for their children in their classes. And we'll show some examples of those. We want to advocate for mentor teacher placements that exemplify cultural responsive pedagogies. Even though it's really, really difficult with these placements, we really want to try to help our PSTs be aware through those experiences how culturally responsive teaching can manifest itself in the classroom. And finally, we want to help students with real practical boots on the ground kind of things like how do you set up a survey or questionnaire or an interview? How do you write culturally responsive? Oh, good, I'm good. Culturally responsive relevant work problems, and how do we incorporate the language of the community? How can we use gamify strategies using centers, try out peer projects, group projects, performance tasks that are culturally responsive? We're really interested in all of those things. So we hope that you will join us. Here's our contact information. If you can't make it to the actual conference, we'd love it if you reached out to us. We are always looking for more collaborators. Again, I'm Carrie Cutler, so honored to be with you today. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to run into you at the conference. Thank you.